is Radio International. You are listening to our one-hour broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Africa. We can also be heard on the internet at www.rri.ro Channel 1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn and via satellite Eutelsat 16A. On 11,512 megahertz, vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. Symbol rate 29,950 mega symbols per second. Standard DVB-S2. Modulation 8 PSK. Audio PID 510. We wish you good reception conditions.
Hello, I'm Nicola with the news. The headlines. Romania has today lifted all sanitary restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Romania's President Klaus Iohannis will receive on Friday in Bucharest the U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris. And Ukraine must withstand Russia's attacks for the next 7 up to 10 days so that Moscow cannot claim any victory, a senior Ukrainian government official said. Since March 8th at midnight, Romania has lifted all sanitary restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic after more than 2 years of state of emergency or alert. And at the end of 5 pandemic waves, the Romanian authorities have decided, among other things, that the sanitary mask is no longer mandatory in both outdoor and indoor spaces, and access to various public spaces is no longer conditioned on the COVID certificate. Hospitals will continue to operate in a combined system so that all hospitalized COVID-19 patients can be treated. At the same time, upon entering Romania, the passenger location form is no longer required. The Health Minister, Alexandru Rafila, pointed out that individuals should be cautious and responsible in the next period, given that the SARS-CoV-2 virus has not disappeared. We'll come back to that after the news. Romania's President Klaus Iohannis will receive on Friday in Bucharest the U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris. According to a presidential administration communique, allied measures to strengthen NATO's deterrence and its posture on the eastern flank will be discussed, including the prospect of increasing the U.S. and allied military presence in Romania. They will also address the coordination of the transatlantic community in relation to adopting new sanctions against Russia in response to its invasion of Ukraine. The presence of Vice President Kamala Harris in Romania reconfirms the solidarity of the bilateral strategic partnership, the communique also shows. Ukraine must withstand Russia's attacks for the next 7 up to 10 days so that Moscow cannot claim any victory, a senior Ukrainian government official said. According to Vadim Denisenko, an advisor to the Ukrainian Interior Minister, the most likely targets are the city of Mariupol and the capital Kiev. They need at least one victory before they are forced to enter the final negotiations, Denisenko wrote on Facebook. The statement comes into context in which more than 2 million Ukrainians have fled the country to avoid the biggest assault on a European country since the Second World War, Reuters reports. On the other hand, the International Monetary Fund is to approve today $1.4 billion worth of emergency funding for Ukraine to help the country respond to Russia's invasion, according to Kristalina Georgieva, the organization's Director General. More and more Western companies are leaving the Russian market under international sanctions. On Tuesday, the American chain McDonald's announced that it was temporarily closing its 850 restaurants in Russia and suspending all operations in that country. In Russia, the sale of foreign currency will be suspended until September 9th, the central bank announced, as it was hit by unprecedented Western sanctions. Withdrawal of cash from foreign currency accounts opened in Russian banks will be limited to $10,000, and the rest can be withdrawn only in rubles at the current exchange rate. The ruble has broken new historic depreciation records against Western currencies in recent days. Russia's economy suffered another blow on Tuesday after U.S. President Joe Biden announced an embargo on oil and gas imports from that country. Nearly 320,000 Ukrainian citizens have entered Romania since the onset of the Russian invasion until Tuesday at midnight. The General Inspectorate of the Border Police confirmed that these about 285,000 have already left Romania. On Tuesday, the inflow of Ukrainian refugees declined slightly. Both the Romanian authorities and the civil society have mobilized quickly and efficiently to provide accommodation, food, clothing, and medicines to those fleeing the Russian invasion. The Romanians' efforts were appreciated by international political figures and the Western press. Romania is to transpose international legislation, the European Directive on Whistleblowing Protection. A whistleblower is a person who reports certain illegal, incorrect, or unethical practices within the public or private company he or she works in. Today's government agenda includes a bill in this regard. Another law aims at paying Romania's contributions to the European Organ Exchange Association and to a program run by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Another decision will set the maximum limit of the reimbursable fundings that the administrative territorial units can make for a period of 3 years. And that was the news from Bucharest, Radio Romania International.